John Bruna here with the Daily Quote. It's such a joy to have the opportunity to share these bits of wisdom with you. I do hope that you find them meaningful and maybe even able to apply some of them in your life if you find them helpful. If you find these quotes helpful, you can subscribe to the channel. Again, I'm not trying to get anything out of it, just trying to share some of the wisdom that's helped me in my life in the hopes that it can help others. And if you don't know, we also have a podcast, and you can just sign up for the podcast, again, free, and have access to download these every day, or at least the ones that you find helpful. Having said that, let's get to the daily quote. It's kind of a continuation of yesterday's. The only people with whom you should try to get even are those who have helped you. That's from E Southard. Now, reflecting on this might, if you listen to yesterday's, we talked about pretty much everyone has helped us in some way. And recognizing that, having the desire to help others, to give back, to be grateful. Here, E Southard is letting us know the pitfalls of wanting to get even with people who have harmed us in some way or that we feel slighted by. And therein lies this really unhealthy mental emotional state called ill will, wishing ill upon others, right? Wanting to get even with them in some way. Wow. Does that feel good? Does ill will feel good? Does anger, does hatred feel good? Does resentment feel good? First and foremost, we need to recognize that all the feelings, all the emotions we have, whether they are resentment, anger, frustration, ill will, they arise, right? They're feelings. They're not to be ignored. They're to be experienced. I'm experiencing some anger, some hatred, or some ill will. But is that something I want to nurture? Or would I prefer to have some contentment, some well-being, a sense of connection and joy in my life? Which would be healthier? Well, to get to the core of that, I think one of the things that's really helpful is to, I think we recognize being happier, connected, and having contentment and well-being feels better and is more productive, healthier. It's healthier for our body, mind, everything. Anger, resentment, ill will, again, not stuffing them, but recognizing are they helpful and are they even based in reality? Wishing ill will is harmful. Resentments, nurturing, growing, those are harmful. It just destroys how we feel in a given moment when resentment arises. But here's the thing, and I've learned over the years, is that when I carrying a resentment towards someone, what I've learned to understand when I look more deeply is I'm actually resentful at someone who does not exist anywhere but in my mind. Somebody did this one thing to me. Could have been 10 years ago, could have been last week, could have been 20 years ago. And that one thing that they did to me, I'm carrying in my mind. And when I remember it and resentment arises, really I'm resentful at a caricature of a person who did something from my perception at some previous point in time. And that person doesn't exist anywhere but my mind. That person, if they're still alive, well, they're not what I'm thinking of. They've changed. They've done lots of things. They might have done helpful things, kind things. They might have done more harmful things, but they have continued to become. They've aged. They've done different things. They're not that one moment in time that I have frozen in my mind. Just like me, I've done lots of harmful things. I've also done lots of healthy, meaningful things. I've even done some kind things. I'm not the one person that somebody whom maybe I have harmed at some point in my life. That's not who I am. Likewise, that person I have ill will towards. Well, they only exist in my mind. And who is being harmed here? Not them. I'm being harmed. So this wisdom today is about recognizing whom we should try to get even with. That's people who have helped us. And it's a complete detrimental, harmful use of time to try to get even in some form of ill will for someone whom we have perceived or who has directly harmed us in some way. We deserve to not harm ourselves. Somebody's already harmed us. We don't need to compound the problem. We deserve better. Hope you find this helpful.